Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Salutations, my sweet, sweet soldiers. We have to turn off our ceiling fan. I'm Slidewhistle.
I am Immunization, and we are here on a Tuesday, so things are a little odd today.
Like the prophets of old once said, the club's going up on a Tuesday. It's me, Chain Chomp Fever, coming at you after 17 years of disuse.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I know you've been wondering, where's Chain Chomp Fever been? He's been here the whole time. He never left.
But honestly, it's kind of an iconic username. Aaron, please, since I don't know what we're going to talk about today, tell us how you came up on this username.
We actually have a lot to talk about, by the way, but tell us anyway.
I really don't know, because I was telling Slidewhistle in the pre-production meeting, it's the name of a Mario Party game, but like a Mario Party 3 game. And I was a 5-man myself, so I don't know how I came upon it. I just heard it in my travels, and I was like, that's gonna be me! That was when people had to willingly make a YouTube account, that was mine. And then when Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos said, everyone who has a Google account has one now, that's when I got my boring one. That's just my Christian name. Also, hey, I'm Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bag.
This bitch, not Chain Chomp Fever, this bitch over here, who I'm looking at, Immunization, decided that he's gonna go to hang out with Papa Cheese, who, by the way, Papa Cheese is a real person. I realized we didn't really clarify that recently. Somebody in our Discord was like, what's a Papa Cheese?
Hey, yo, it's me. It's your boy, Papa Cheese.
Hey, it's a big buga de bafo.
I feel like a lot of the times we just talk about things with the understanding that people have been with us since day one and are, aficionados of our lore of however many fucking episodes we've had now and how many years we've been doing this, so apologies for that. I mean, I don't know why I hold other people to that standard, because I don't remember what I said last week, so.
Apologies.
Papa Cheese to y'all.
But yes, so Papa Cheese is having a bachelor party in Vegas, and so Immune decided Wednesday he's gonna go hang out there instead of coming to our raid when we need you to shoot things.
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of people are not going to be here this week on Wednesday in particular. We might have one group.
This dude comes out here and he goes, oh, I miraculously pulled a 4-set out of my booty butt. But by the way, I'm going to be playing craps. You know what I have to say? I don't give a craps.
It's just very fitting of the tier, right? Like, we are literally in the casino in the game, so I'm going to take a little field trip,
Yeah, Aaron had a task he wanted you to do. Aaron, let him have it. I
want you to go to a brothel. I want you to finally make love to a woman.
But she has to look like a goblin, because this is WoW themed. So you have to we're going for like a Galagio goblin prostitution rink kind of thing going on here.
I feel like with Vegas being the only place where that's legal, they have to have silly, funny stuff like that. It's like, yeah, we got our smallest and greenest lady to put on some prosthetics, and if you want your goblin, you'll get your goblin.
Also, first off, I want to say, how dare you both make assumptions about me like this? Not only, like, if I've had sex with a woman, but, like, you don't know if I've had sex with a brothel of green goblin women. Like, you don't know me. You don't know my past life.
Holding hands in a movie theater does not count. Sorry to inform you.
I've given a hug to an ogre, but I can't say we've ever performed carnal relations.
I mean, you're right. What happens in Vegas, like, they probably have this somewhere, but, like, I probably will not be partaking in whatever you guys have tasked me to do. I'm sorry.
Wow, that's fucked up. So you're not going to be here Wednesday. You're making us record on a Tuesday. You can't even oblige us one simple thing. It's really messed up, man.
Listen, it's a throwback episode. Remember when we would fucking record on, like, Mondays or, like, Sundays, just randomly? Like, we didn't have it scheduled even.
Oh, to be young again. So young and full of cum. Now here we are, old, dried up, withered, and dying.
My holes are absolutely empty. They are without goop. And such is what happens when you get older.
What did you get from your vault, Aaron? What did
I got hands. I got hands.
Oh,
They were tier hands. Yes, it's a shame because there were other things that would have been a bigger upgrade. But my goal was like, well, this is the week when we can crystallize, when we can make a new tier piece. So I was like, well, I'll get this and then make a fourth one. But I'm unsure if I'll have the time to do that. So I'll be rolling into raid possibly with a big old 3 stack.
So that was going to be my question right now. I kind of lost track of like what catalyst charge we were on. Is the one that we just got with this reset today as of this recording, is that our 3rd catalyst charge?
I think it's our 2nd.
I believe it is our 2nd.
2?
Yes, because the only thing I have catalyzed is my hat. My shirt is natural. That was given to me, but...
Okay, because I was like, I definitely have not gotten a drop in raid of tier. And I just got on my hunter a piece of tier from the vault. So that's the only one that I got without catalyzing. But then I remembered, okay, so this is our 2nd charge that we just got naturally. But the current Keystone Master reward, when you get 2k dungeon rating, it's no longer like a token to go get like a... was it heroic before? Like a heroic level tier that you would get with that token?
Yes.
Okay, so now it just gives you a catalyst charge, which I really don't know if I care one way or another or have much of an opinion otherwise. I feel like it's kind of the same because like...
It's you used to get a tier piece, now you get the token to make a tier piece?
No, so you used to get like a token and that you would then take to the vendor and buy a heroic tier piece of your choice, and now it just gives you a catalyst charge.
Okay,
so they nerfed it, kind of, right? Because, like, you're not getting a hero piece. Well, because, like, I used it on, like, here we go. Is it champion or veteran who's higher?
Champion. I believe veteran is the stinkiest.
That's fucked up. Can we treat our veterans better, both in Azeroth and in the real world? Am I right, ladies?
I like that the ladies are in charge of that. Come on, ladies, pick up the pace. We gotta treat our vets better.
Come on, get down there.
I mean, honestly, if the ladies were in charge of how we treated our veterans, they probably would be treated better. So
that's what I'm saying.
Anyways, I don't really know that I have an opinion about this, and I actually don't know that we even talked about like how that's reward for. No, not the veterans. No, we've said our opinion about the veterans. Slide was like concerned at me. I was doubling back to talking about this catalyst charge.
Immune is about to go mask off. Have we ever talked about the veterans?
It's like, oh my god.
Just because you went overseas doesn't mean that I have to salute you when you walk down the street.
So, like, the thing... God, people are out here making voice cuts, super cuts of me saying things I never said, and now I'm just, like, actually saying shit inadvertently. So, Jesus Christ. Okay,
just because you lost your foot in Desert Storm doesn't make you special. My peepaw lost his foot and he had type 2 diabetes. He didn't want to stop eating ice cream.
I was doubling back to talk about the catalyst charge again. Like, did we ever talk about how that's a new reward, and do we ever voice our opinions about it?
No,
I know nothing about this system because the only time I've gotten KSM was Shadowlands Season 2.
So, and here's a reason why I think it might. I don't know. It's kind of the same. So, because it's not just KSM, it's also if you do PvP to a certain rating, whatever the fuck that rating is, I don't know. And if you finish the raid on heroic. Now that's where I feel like it's kind of a nerf. Because if you finish raid on heroic, it's very possible you either A, already have your tier piece, B, you might not even have an extra hero piece to catalyze. You might have like rings and shit that you're unlucky with. So like it kind of sucks for raiding. For Mythic Plus, I think it's really good only because like it felt really easy to get KSM. Like we weren't even really trying. We were just kind of just like doing 7s, and then we just did it a little bit higher.
I feel like this season, starting off, is the best keys have felt so far. I don't 100% know why, but Slide and I just like almost timed a 10 with guildies yesterday. And I'm like, oh, we just casually are very close on week 2, because this is before the reset, to getting a portal of the Dark Flame Cleft, is that what it's called? Yeah, the candle one. And I was just like, wow, I feel like normally in past seasons, whenever there's a new season, we're like, the first time we hop into a 10, first off, it's like 4 weeks in, probably. And then it stomps us. and we have a miserable time just trying to get completion for our vault. But yeah, here we were week 2, and it was easy. Well, not easy, but like we didn't time it, but like we were close. That's crazy to me.
I can't speak for past seasons, but I know at least this one, from what I've done, and I feel like we've gone up to like 6s or 7s, I swear. The Aphix where it's just like, watch out, the skip it balls are around you. I bet you can't run into them. Seems immensely easier compared to, once again, I haven't been in the game for a long time, but like Shadowlands Season 2, it's like a big red man will show up when you kill guys, and he's like a boss. It's a raid boss you have to fight every so often. So just running my face into balls seems a lot easier.
That's true. Do you remember the one where you had to take the fucking portal to the Shadow Realm and run against the Shadow Realm monsters and like use the right portal and come out the right area? Like, fuck that one. But also, I did remember why. A, they did nerf a lot of the dungeons going into this. And B, they changed how dying works. The death timers have changed. That doesn't even kick into what? Like, not even at 10. It's not even in at 10s. It's in at like, I think 11s is when the timer starts to kick in. Because when we were like 2 to 3 minutes over on Dark Flame Cleft. It wasn't even like that long.
I think it might be less than 10. It might be 7. So I think it did count for that, I think. I also have heard that apparently Dark Flame Cleft is like the easy one this season, people are saying.
Yeah, if it was a Priory, we would have been way over.
That's crazy. Because Dark Flame Cleft, and granted, once again, I've only been doing these on like normal and heroic or stuff. You couldn't pay me to go in that one. The darkness fight, that's so annoying.
And the darkness fight is the only reason why we didn't time it. Because when we were rolling up to that boss, we had probably like 7 minutes left. But we wiped on them because every single person was like uncertain and did not want to touch the candle. Honors was tanking and he was like, somebody just handled the candle. And we all look at each other like, okay, somebody will grab it.
I was like, I ain't never touched that candle before.
So yeah, that was just basically just learning to pick up the candle and you win it. So obviously we wiped because we didn't, and then we were like, wow.
It's also fucking crazy that like we were learning the mechanics of this fight for the first time on a 10, but there we were.
I was healing, I was shitting my britches, but it wasn't that bad. We did pretty good. Yeah, anyway, it's just weird. It's a really weird system. We can talk about raid. We
did it. We have done it. Well, you know what I hate to say is because of immunes forcing us to change plans, we have not hopped in raid since last we spoke.
Oh, yeah. I guess that is kind of wild. So I do feel like tonight will be a prosperous raid for us. I feel like a lot of us got 2 4 sets, a lot of gear since last week. So I do feel like we'll storm through normal at least, I feel like. And I do feel like we probably will do normal because I feel like a lot of people have just not gotten tier from raid at least. So,
Yeah.
And I know a lot of our raiders only get their gear from raid. So I do feel like there is definitely benefit from doing normal. And also, as I think we said before here, we always do better when we crush normal. So then I feel like it would then be good for a heroic prog.
It's been years since we had I predict what will happen in raid this time.
It's because, it's usually always well after the point, but this is untrodden territory. We haven't been here since 2019.
Wednesday is definitely giving me potential merge day, depending on how many people Persephone brings to the raid. Sometimes she brings some friends. Sometimes Gurgi shows up when he's not taking care of his 2 little gremlins. But Cilantro's out all week, and then you're out, and then Ash can't do Wednesdays, and then Malgone isn't going to be there Wednesday either. He's one of our healers, so hoping for a merge because then it'll just be easier, I think, for both groups. Although I will say, I did it. I pugged heroic stick spunk junker before it reset, and fucking Christ, that fight is ridiculous.
That's the one with the panels, the floor panels that move, and like all of the Painsmith type mechanics that you have to dodge, right?
No, that's Lock and Sprocken.
Styx Bunks Junker is our Katamari boss. It's our big mech garbage boy.
One of these days I will like not confuse those two. I don't know why.
No, you know why. We said it millions of times, and I'll say it once again. goblin names fucking suck because it's like Schmoople Doople Doople. And it's like, you expect me to know that? Like, I guess Raid helps because there's like 8 names and you only 3 of them are funny like that. But it's like, yeah, I'll never remember.
I'm getting it.
If they had a gnome name, a gnome raid, I do the same thing. Like, I'm not trying to play favorites. Gnomes and goblins just do that. And it's like, I cannot remember these names. I'm sorry.
Styx fires his bunk junkers at you, and Locken sprockens you. You guys haven't committed this memory yet?
If anything, I'm going to memorize it by, like, bunk junker is, junk, like trash, and it's the one where we have to roll over all the trash. That's probably what I will eventually commit to memory.
Lock and sprock your bones!
Or that. There, you got it.
Ooh, okay, delves. Here we go. So there's been a lot going on with delves. I meant to talk about this last week, but I didn't really get into it. Brand Tank, they took a hammer to him, which actually wasn't that bad of a nerf when they
then they brought him back.
Yeah, and then they fucking beefed him up. They gave him a fucking shot of steroids, and now he's even better than what he was. Well, not better than before, but better than what he was after the nerf. And then we ran some 11s. We were in there punching stuff.
Yeah, honestly, the 3 of us in particular, like, went hard in the paint in delves this week. I feel like before this last week, I don't know how many delves the 3 of us ran together, but I'm pretty confident in saying that this last week alone, we did more than we had done as a group of the 3 of us in the past.
Yeah, that's the thing is I feel like 2, 3, maybe, like a couple delves, and then we did a Zekvir once. But then, yeah, we just casually, just waiting for my stupid radio to wake up, we did like 4 or 5, and I was like, wow! And yeah, on level 11, I was like, this is actually fun. Like, I'm surprised delves could be a source of joy. And I'm even going through them now more because I like doing them on alts, but it's like, wow, are you telling me mindless content can be fun?
And my main thing is that, like, Blizzard, why does this fucking radio have a weird ass cooldown? Like the one that Aaron bought using Undercoin? Is that what the currency is? Like how long was that cooldown when you bought it?
45 minutes. Like for why though?
That's so random.
Wait, explain the radio to the people who don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, so in delves, there's like always a chance for just the underpin to spawn in there. It's like Zekfir of season 1, but like it's the underpin now. He's the big boss that spawns in your delve sometimes, and then you just kill him and get a reward. Or he kills you and you still get a reward.
It's like the butcher coming to town in Diablo, I think is the best way to say it. For if anyone knows what I'm talking about, which should be a lot of you out there. I think we're making eye contact right now and whispering to each other.
There is a distinct 1 or 2 people I can peg who would be like, I didn't play TWW, but I did play Diablo 1.
Yeah, and so before it was, we would have bountiful maps. And bountiful maps, when you do a delve, when you use a bountiful map, it gives you a higher upgraded gear at the end of the run. So it could be like hero track, depending on the delve you're running, actually. It does scale. So if you use it on like a low-level delve, you're kind of wasting it.
Yeah, so... And those maps that Slide was talking about drop from either Zekfir in season 1 or the underpin, I think, in this season. So basically, it's a random chance that this boss on the underpin spawns. But if he does spawn, then you get a map, then you can use the map, and then at the end of the delve, you get like a really good reward. But it's just chance. I think he can only come once a week, or did they change that? Can he come multiple times?
That's a great question. I don't know. Zekfir had a chance of spawning multiple times and giving you multiple maps. I remember Gronk got like a fuck ton of maps last season, and me and Lynn were like, I haven't gotten not one goddamn map. Gronk's stealing all the maps. But now I think it's been tweaked. I think now we can only get 1 bountiful map a week. And you can guarantee it by buying the radio that calls in the underpin, like the butcher. Okay, I think we did it.
Yes, so there is a way to guarantee that the underpin with this radio. And also, the radio can randomly drop from a delve. Like, I don't know at what point in the delve, but like I randomly picked one up during the delve itself.
Any of his cronies, which that's a new season 2 mechanic, there are underpin cronies in there, and the more you defeat, the better rewards you'll get. But any of them can drop it. I know because I definitely got a radio, said, what is this? I don't know what this is. and broke it over my knee.
Oh, no.
But before knowing, it's like, yeah, that's how you summon the underpin to get goodies. I was like, well, I destroyed that one.
Fuck this radio. I'm not calling that hoser to town.
Because I was like, I finished the delve and I sold everything, all my goodies I got. And that and like the rocket and like a couple other things are unsellable. So I was like, well, fuck, I'm throwing this on the ground and leaving it forever.
And so, like, okay, so Aaron said that the one you buy with the undercoins from, like, the brand vendor in Dornegal, that one has a 45-minute cooldown before you can use it to call the underpin when you buy it that way. But the one that, like, Aaron cracked on his knee, or the one that I picked up during the delve, for some reason, it had a fucking 24-hour cooldown. And I was like, what the hell is this? So then, I think this is also why, like, then we started doing more delves, because I was like, okay, boys, see you in calendar day so that we can run a bountiful 11 with calling in the underpin.
That is 100%. Never have I ever done a, a radiant memory, but we did it specifically because it's like, well, I got 45 minutes to waste.
The DNR boys have 45 minutes, 39 seconds, 20 milliseconds until underpin dies.
I feel like that's our first Harold reference in X amount of episodes. I don't know how long, but like we are, none of y'all forget it, a Hey Arnold podcast.
Here we double. Also, guess what, guys? After this, we should do a bountiful delve because your boy picked up a radio on my last delve yesterday. So I got one we can use.
Are you sure its cooldown will be up, or we'll be kind of close to raid there?
It's gotta be. But we gotta get this cooldown removed. It doesn't make any sense that like Aaron can go buy a radio and then it's like 45 minutes. Why? Like, what purpose does the cooldown even serve? I don't get it. Because you can only get one map.
Yeah, and especially because it costs 2,000 undercoins to get it. That is not something that you can get in like one delve by calling the underpin. That's like a considerable amount of dedication you need to put towards it. So yeah, it's not like you can... Well, also, even if I could spam it, who cares? It's like, it's PvE content.
Oh, I think I figured it out, actually, while we're talking about it. So, because Aaron bought a radio, but he had already gotten a bountiful map that week. So when Aaron used the radio, right, he didn't get a map. But when we killed the underpin, I got a pretty good trinket. That's why. Because I think the underpin still has a chance at dropping okay gear. It's not hero track, but it's champion track. Because champions beat veterans. That's right.
And then the measly explorers, they don't matter.
Maybe that's why. So you can't just like, I guess. But again, you're right. We're not flush with undercoin. It's probably to prevent group guild farming or something. Because like, if we were to game the system, we could bring in 2 people and just rotate who has the radio constantly, I guess.
It's also, and I'm sorry, I know there's probably like, oh, it's for balance and stuff. Who cares if people are teaming up together to get like champion track gear? It's a game we all play for fun. Wow,
Blizzard does not want us to collaborate in our MMO.
Boo,
what the hell?
Boo. They set up Radiant memory groups, but then when you try and stop the memory, they kick you out. Blizzard is paying for rude Radiant groups.
Hey, y'all remember how the 3 of us got kicked from a group this week and how it was a Radiant Echoes farm group?
The 4 of us, that poor warlock who just wanted to get some extra keys, they got kicked too, and who knows what happened. We never found them again.
Yeah, I really don't like the Radiant ecosystem. I mean, whatever, it's not hard to do, but like, it's so stupid. And so we joined a group. I don't know if it's gonna be a raid group. They didn't say wait. We were basically already like at the thing to go inside, and people were inside killing. Probably the warlock who we followed in, honestly, is probably what happened.
Yeah, so then more and more people joined the group, and then we're like, no one's coming in. Why? And then like there's some chatter in the in the group chat, and they were all like, why have some people started it? Are we supposed to go in? And then they're like, I don't know. The leader was like, I don't know. 4 of them are in there for some reason. And then some new person that joined is just like, kick them.
I love that like the WoW players mentality when something is going wrong is just immediately remove them from the group. Like, get out of here.
Like, my question is, like, does that negatively impact them? Like, I don't really get it.
They probably were waiting to fully form, and then they would all come in at once because you only have 5 minutes to kill as many things as you can. But I really don't think we would have gotten that many more keys because they respawn on a timer. And I've done it in a group before, solo, and I got pretty much the same amount of keys I would have gotten in a big raid group. So I don't know if they buffed like how it works without being in a raid group, but it felt like we got what, 2.5 keys out of that? Coffer keys. Again, we're at the currency issue. Coffer keys are what you open bountiful chests with. You following me? Probably not.
Also, I don't think I got that many keys. I think I got like one and some change. I don't know. What did you get, Aaron? Do you remember?
No, I got 2. Yeah, I got like 190 from it. So together with what I had, I got 2 keys worth, which is, yeah, even when you're running bountifuls, that's not a bunch considering these. I don't know what it was. I used to have 10 million. And then I think just when season 2 started, I was just running delve after delve. So I was like, yeah, open the box, let's go. And now I'm with the rest of the crumb bums where I'm like, I am scrounging day in and day out. Like, you got a world quest that gives shards out. I need my keys.
It's not enough shard quests. They give you like 2 bi-weekly?
They give you 2 shard quests. And each gives you 25 shards. That's half a key. That's nothing.
Like, do it. Like, and the reason why I think the delves have felt so good is just because now the rewards from the delves are fantastic. You're getting the gilded crest, the highest crest you can get. You're getting the chance at the gear. I'm constantly getting the same fucking healing trinket that I don't want, but I will use because it's my best one.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, like, I got enough gilded crests from those like 11 delves that we did for several days in a row there, along with like a key or 2, and then I was able to like upgrade my crafted piece to max. I was like, oh shit. So like now my hunter like not only has 4 set but like has 2 max crafted pieces as well, basically just from like running these 11 delves and getting those gilded crests, along with just doing some. Is the key equivalent like doing a 7 or higher? And like I feel like the 7s have gotten like pretty easy right now.
Yeah, but maybe you just want to do it alone, or you want to get a little group going. Getting what, 40? No, yeah, it's 45 gilded crests that you get because you get 3 a week, 15 each. That's pretty fucking lit. Stay on top of your delves, folks. You can upgrade your shit. Speaking of updating your shit. What's that girl Holina up to?
Holina! Greetings and salutations all. My name is PJ Beat, the owner of this, the World of Warcraft's one and only poetry corner, The Corner. What we lose in originality, we make up for in thought-provoking interludes. We've got this cool cat Growlina up today to give us
one because the other one was kind of stinky
poems that she recently found on HelloPoetry.com. Take it away, Growl. The races of the World of Warcraft. The trolls are funny and have secrets untold. The blood elves, well, they just get trolled. The taurens are peaceful and kind. The goblins are quite hard to find. The orcs have a mighty roar. The undead's a thirst for war. These are the horde we all know and love. The next ones you see beat the ones above. The dwarves are born to be hunters. The gnomes are sick of the punters. The humans build great cities of gold. The night elf leaders are kind of old. The Draenei come from far away. I guess the Worgen have to stay. I guess the Worgen have to stay. What the fuck? Okay, fuck you, guy. I'm downvoting your shit on my phone right the hell now. My writing is done, and I bid you good day. The end is done. I have nothing to say. Thanks, Growlina. Hope y'all know that you're always welcome here for another dose of poetry. See you all again soon. Thank you, Growlina. Always glad to hear from you. And I'm glad you didn't spend $220 on the La Seraphim Mega Pack.
I don't know that I'm going to buy any of them. The only one I might get is Mercy, maybe.
It's so unfortunate. They did the La Seraphim reveal, and they did the little dance at the end of each time, and I'm like, stop reminding me. I'm sure it looks great when the girlies do it on Crazy in the music video, but the girls in Overwatch, when they do it, when they clomp around in silence, it's no good.
Speaking of no good, Alari look gross.
Aw, that's the one I would get. Representation. In fact, Ash looks like, who is that? That's not Ash. That's Ash's cousin.
Ash Nico.
That's Ash Nico.
So the Horrific Visions information, we're getting more of that, right? 11.1.5. It's on the calendar for when the Horrific Visions is going to start.
So like this lines up with 11.1.5 you said. So like when is it coming on the scene?
So also, yeah, they're just revealing when 11.5 is supposed to show up. Just now. I feel like that's very anticlimactic. Speaking of anticlimactic, for anyone out there, hey, returning to Underwatch real quick, the Mythic gun is Widowmaker, so save your money, go back to bed.
I am not spending any coins on that shit.
Yeah, go back to bed.
All right, Horrific Visions is on the in-game calendar on the patch 11.1.5 PTR, May 20th is when it says it'll be here. So either the patch could already well be started by then. It's possible, but...
Yeah, because people are also speculating that because of like the timing of Children's Week too, they think that like patch 11.1.5 might come before that holiday, which is happening on April 28th. So maybe Horrific Visions aren't starting immediately when the patch is happening, which is also interesting to me.
Wait, that's like a whole month before. What the fuck? That's not a midway patch, is it? This patch just got here.
Well, I mean, I feel like the 0.1.5, like those patches normally aren't like that crazy, but it's weird that they would introduce a patch without having something as big as the Horrific Visions on the launch of it. Because like one of the things that like has been in discussion this week is how like they're adding additional masks. How many masks were there for the old achievements that we got that like gave us the title, the Fearless one? Was it 4?
It was 5. Aaron got it. Ding!
Oh shit, I'm losing time warps when there aren't even time warps out here.
So it's coming back around, and now there's going to be 8 masks. And it's funny, you can actually earn the old achievement, Mad World, that was in BFA, where you can get the Faceless One title. So that's back. But now there's a new one for doing it with all 8 masks active, and it gives you the Mad. So it'd be like Growlina, the Mad. It could be a little Mad Hatter.
Well, I mean, I kind of find it weird that like the Faceless One title is available again, just because the Visions are back. Like I thought it was like a feat of strength type deal, which is kind of, I almost want to say a little bit bogus. I mean, like, especially, okay, I guess it has to be just as hard because like I remember back in the day, it was like, it wasn't easy. Like or maybe I just made it harder for myself because I did it as a holy priest, but I don't know.
This is a tale of two cities. I'm very glad Faceless One is back. I will dedicate, multiple years have passed, I will actually dedicate myself to trying to get this. I feel like this is definitely coming from someone who already was faceless. I don't know. I feel like it should be exclusive because I own it.
I feel like part of the reason that they're doing it is because this was the end of BFA, and people will lie to you and say they liked BFA, but I feel like maybe they were like, there weren't a lot of y'all playing at the end of BFA. Maybe y'all want to come back around and scoop this one up that you missed. That's why I'm like, we should keep it exclusive.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just realized we are a BF astronaut podcast in the sense that that's when our podcast started, right?
Yes. The three of us may be Draenor darlings, but DNR as an entity is a BF astronaut.
We were there day in and day out of BFA. Once there was nothing to do, began to skin things for money or whatever the hell y'all two did.
Play Dragon Quest 11.
So because we're getting the Horrific Visions back, they were talking about the corruption enchants. You know, the ones that would put everything on Toll to Gore, like Twilight Devastation, or the other ones that nobody remembers because that was the only one that was important enough.
I feel like the only one that was meta was Twilight Dev, right?
Yeah, I don't remember the names of the good stuff. I just remember the bad stuff. Like, I couldn't tell you what my corruptions did, but I couldn't stand still. And every so often, a Dark Growlina would show up and try and give me a hug.
Oh, I forgot about the hug one. But so those enchants, they were weapon enchants. And now Blizzard made a blue post like 5 days ago and was like, well, we're reviewing everyone's feedback and considering a different item slot, embellishments, not that one, or potentially even doing both. So maybe moving off of the weapon slot. Because like we already have weapon enchants and we already have embellishments. Just, I don't know, give us a third fun button and just make the visions even harder, and then it'll balance out.
I mean, because like they are making it harder by adding more masks, I think. So like I don't know. I am excited that it's back. As much as old immunization, you said probably on this podcast, I don't fucking remember, but like I probably said that it was. If I had to guess, I probably said that it was one of the hardest things that I've done in this game, which it probably was at the time. Might still be, and I might be mad when I try for the mad. So we'll see. Oh, also, something I remembered this week. So you guys know how Theater of Pain is currently in the dungeon rotation?
I wasn't aware.
So like for some reason, in the Theater of Pain dungeon, my Eye of N'Zoth has been showing. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense at all. Because that is not a BFA area. This is in the Shadowlands. Why is my eyeball showing there?
Maybe when Borealis goes to die, it becomes Theater of Pain. Think about that. Or Zuldazar. When Zuldazar goes to die, it becomes Theater of Pain. Because everybody hated that city when it came out. So maybe because of that, it became Theater of Pain. And that's why it shows. Because it's basically BFA adjacent.
I can tell you, when I was leveling Karen, and I had to go up and down those stairs, that certainly was my Theater of Pain at the time.
If you were waiting for when your Shadowlands reputations are becoming warbound, they're coming in 11.1.5. This does not include Covenant renown, which is interesting.
I wonder who thought of this or asked for this. Like, who's out there like, God damn it, I'm so upset that my Harvester's Court rep isn't up to date on my alt.
I mean, I guess they said they were going to be working backwards on getting them all done. And I'm just trying to think of, like, what exactly, how does this help me?
I actually have an answer. I have an answer for y'all. So, okay, so it's not really an answer for you, but it's an answer for someone, I'm sure. Because people who are probably trying to farm things in the mall or farm that raid there, Zadi's, the one that you had to take a portal from Venari's cave to get close to, I believe all the portals and even access to certain things in the mall were tied behind rep, and it was character based, I think. So like that would be really annoying.
You had to advance the story just to even get to Zadi's.
And it's funny because I feel like if you were to like survey players, we would all just say, just let it open to anybody who wants to farm. If you want to go farm Shadowlands, please. I have no problem with you doing that.
If you purposely want to take the Arctic plunge into the maw, like, go for it. Like, I don't care.
Anyone who willingly, and I like Shadowlands, anyone who's willingly going back to the maw for goofs and gaffs, yeah, you do you, buddy. I'll even lend you a mount. You can ride on Growlina the whole time and just be like, yep, I'm just glad anyone's back here. Yeesh. This place is a ghost town, and that's not even just because there's ghosts here.
Free ride on Growlina? Sign up, folks. Also, oh my god, we didn't talk about the fucking Papa Cheese giveaway thing. We should have talked about that during the Vegas thing. 3 people have responded so far. It's very possible, because it's only Tuesday, that the last 2 spots will be taken before then. But if you were like, oh, maybe I'll be able to get one, I don't know. Somebody emailed us and said, I figured they'd be all gone. And they were actually, the first person to pick it up?
Yeah, so maybe everyone just assumed that they'd already be gone. Just send us an email. Like, if they're all gone, we're not going to make fun of you. Like, it's fine.
And speaking of people that spoke to us, we even got a review in one of them. Haha, you thought it was too late to drink a little drink, but too bad. Here it comes.
Hit me.
This comes from our lovely friend Brodsky, who is one of the lucky individuals who took advantage of this offer. 2 more remain. But he said, might as well throw in a review while I'm here. The show is awesome and you guys are awesome. DNR has crafted a legacy and a community to be proud of. So please know your passion, consistency, kindness, humor, and creativity are not going unnoticed. I venture a guess that it reaches further than you know. Thank you for all you do. Which is such a shame because that's such a nice, genuine review. I'm used to people being like, I hope you guys eat farts and butts.
Also, like, I will take a big chug of this drink for my fellow hunter bro Brodsky.
Yeah, wow, that was really nice. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do what they call in my nation of America a big gulp.
I'm gonna sip some watermelon Rita. This thing is chemicals and would kill a girl I went to high school with.
Honestly, it would probably kill me. Like, I just had like a war flashback hearing about that. Like, I feel like, well, okay, so not the watermelon Ritas, but the strawberry Ritas.
You pretend you and I didn't bond shirtlessly at the Macklemore concert, consuming multiple Lime-A-Ritas.
Yeah, I mean, and then we all of a sudden were shirtless, and Kesha did tell us to be shirtless, so like then we got shirtless. But then I had like a hangover like while I was also still drunk, probably just because there was so much sugar in them.
Okay, I drank so much it was basically a shot. Thanks.
Whew. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for the very kind words. God, we're gonna show up to raid drunk. It's been a long time since this has happened.
Guys, we haven't even talked about Brodsky's idea. I meant to mention it. We're talking about Vegas and the raid.
It's a masterclass idea. At once, it was but a fledgling moment, and I didn't know if it would gain flight. I didn't know, and I believed in it, but I didn't know if it would take flight. But gosh, oh golly, this is a slam jam.
Okay, so what did we talk about? We talked about guild funds. Was it on the podcast? I had to be on the podcast, right? Or was it in...
Also, on the podcast, we have talked about guild funds a lot because certain people have gotten very pissy whenever it dipped below 1 million and then left the guild because of it for some reason. Even though, like, we're never going to let it go to 0. Like, Slidewhistle will put money in there because he is our guild sugar daddy.
But so Brodsky was like, okay, guys, I have a great idea. I mean, he didn't say that, but like, I'm what's the word? I'm taking his words and saying it as my own.
You're paraphrasing, but then also adding in your opinion because it is a great idea and it is it's really thriving right now.
Probably want a cracker. Paraphrasing. He was like, so what if we did basically like we just put money, we had a raffle. People put money in to the guild bank. We sell tickets to do this. And it'd be like 60-40, 70-30, which honestly I would think we ought to rather done that. We're doing it a 50-50, and that's still fine. And we're literally selling tickets to people, $5K a pop. And when both groups get AOTC, then we will pick a winner, or Lynn will spin his own wheel, like how we do on the podcast, and everyone will get to watch who wins the grand prize of, what are we at now? Almost at 2 mil for the winner.
Yeah, so like it is a 50-50 raffle. So I guess that means that we almost have 4 mil deposited like that. So basically, Brodsky, this idea of yours is going to fund the guild bank for quite some time.
I was about to say, because that's like literally like 4 times the amount of money at max that we had in this thing.
Oh yeah, we're almost back up. This idea alone has helped us recover from the great guild being stolen from us, crit stealing all of our money.
And I will say, I do have some behind-the-scenes officer information for this. So we recently, Ganon's new officer, we mentioned this, right, on the podcast last week, or do we not?
That might be personal stuff, but yes, Gandalin is in raid leader extraordinaire for the other group.
So he's an officer now, which is great. He should have been an officer since God knows how long. Like he knows exactly what he's doing. He's a great raid leader. He's always kind of raid led whenever he's been in a group, and so he's trying to find like you know it's the classic like I'm gonna help spruce this up because honestly for a while the officers have just been like 5 lazy dudes who don't want to do anything. Like we are very hands off. I'll move things around the guild bank. I'll put things into the bank, like money or whatever, and I'll make sure that like we have the alt tag sometimes. I don't know. We just kind of like it's very I can't say the word. Lackadaisical.
Yeah, I think you got there. I think I'm not a dictionary, but I think it became like basically Gandalf brought up a good point. We like were very close to getting to guild like cap. We were like I think 30 alts joining our guild to being at max. And I say alts because people love just like adding alts to the guild, and like the people's us, we do this.
So I purged a bunch, but Gandalin, we're talking about this 50-50. I took Brodsky's idea. I told Lynn, I said, Lynn, Brodsky has an idea. Let's hear about it. So we talked about it. And then Gandalin was like, well, what if we like limited guild repairs? And I had a huge flashback to one of the whole reasons we left in the first place was because Crit was taking away privileges that were A, guild repairs, and B, being able to invite people to the guild. 2 issues we ran up into recently with being filled and the repairs. And I said, a quote, guild exists for one thing now, repair. Because what else does it give? Being in a guild currently in 2025 doesn't give the community anything. We get very little money from the challenges to put in, and like before it'd be like, oh, you get a purple bird, or you get a tabard to take you or a cloak to go back to Stormwind. Who cares now? Like it's all connected. The benefits of being in a guild are so minimal that I was like, we can't limit repairs. Listen, we got to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, I also do hope that going forward, Blizzard does something to make you have more of a reason to be in the guild. And I do think that, like, I think that with housing, they're probably going to have a guild aspect in that as well, which, like, makes being in a guild more worth it, I hope. I mean, I'm not saying that being in guild is not worth it, because, like, obviously, like, just the community itself is normally a selling point for people.
Just a little more incentivization is always good. Just let us have more money from doing thing. How hard is that?
I feel like back in the day, they used to just give you free money for doing content in your guild bank. And like now it's like you did 5 dungeons for the weekend. It's like, congrats, your guild earned 500 gold. And I'm like, what? That's like, that pays for the repairs of the people who did those dungeons. And that's it. It's like, that's nothing.
So the question is, when are you buying tickets, Ian?
Oh, you're not even in yet? Yeesh, even I'm ahead of you and I'm poor.
Oh, wait, hang on. Let me rewind. Aaron, why did you put money in the guild bank before the ticket sales were announced? That's my other question. Because
because it was impressed upon me by 2 officers that we were dying, we were drowning. And it's not like I buy a bunch of things. I just like seeing that I have 1 million
you can't
gold.
buy any more griffins.
Until then. Yeah. But I just like having 1 million gold. So it's like whatever extra is left over, the guild gets just to pay for repairs.
Wait, so anything over 1 million you put in?
Mm-hmm.
We actually have like a decent amount of guild people that do similar. Like we have like several people that just like throw in change to guild bank every once in a while. So,
yeah,
like,
and now it's in increments of 5,000 so I can get tickets. But before it's like, I don't know, 100 gold, 2,000 gold. I have it. Like as long as I have 1 million, I'm happy.
1 million is a secret to happiness. I've heard that from several wealthy people. Or maybe it was 1 billion. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens. Brio recently, which I kind of get. So Brio's currently our GM, because Honors left, and then he was GM, and then we basically, whenever someone's new GM, we basically have to force him to be GM, because we don't want a GM that wants to be GM. That's not how that works. You will have the duties that the council impresses upon you, because none of us want to do anything.
Yeah, so we're, as Slide said, we're very hands off, and we don't want anyone. Well, and I think it's because our guild culture is built upon the fact that we all left our last guild because our last GM was too much of a dictator. So that's why we're like, we need a council and we need to be hands off. We also needed to make sure that everyone made it to our new guild. So Slide and I put in a lot of the efforts of ferrying people over so that we could keep everything intact, and like we did. But then like sometimes things like just I don't know. We're very hands off sometimes, and I don't know if people need more structure, but like it's fine. I would rather be this way.
But yeah, that's why Galen's great, because he's being like, well, let's do this and that, and we're like, oh yeah, we could do that. But Brio put in 200,000. 200,000.
Yes, 200,000.
And he said, I don't want any tickets. Just put it in the bank. And I could hear Lynn ripping his hair out, because he made an Excel spreadsheet with tables that were dedicated. Basically, when I enter in, Growlina has bought 2 tickets. It creates a separate line, so you have 3 lines in the spreadsheet, because it feeds into a number that just shows us what the end is. But because Brio didn't buy tickets, he kind of broke the table, and Lynn had to like modify it. But I mean, it makes sense. I guess it would look bad for the GM to win all the money, but then at that point, just put it back in the guild bank, right? Like, who cares? Like, if I win, I'm probably going to put half of that back in and just take what I put in back into my pocket.
Slide says, if I win, which I might win because he put in a lot of money, he's like, it's not going to be a 50-50. It's going to be a 25,
Exactly.
25-50.
He said, I want to keep some of this.
Brodsky bought 100 tickets for 5,000, and I was like, I'm going to buy 101.
I haven't bought any. I'm going to, but like, I have time. We're not going to win AOTC like tomorrow, so like...
Yeah, but yeah, oh my god, we didn't have time to do any sexiest. It's fucking 55. Jesus, I mean, is it? Yeah, we can't not do a top 2 bottom boot medium view. We've never not done them before, right? That's crazy.
Yeah, and I can't. I've got some real top and toots this
All
week.
right.
I hate to say.
Well, let's hear your top 2 bottom boot and or medium moot.
Well, I gotta say, I have in fact 2 top toots this week.
Two.
The first one is while doing a random scrap trash can digging quest, I defeated the big gold pieces of 8 opulence monster that came out of one of them. And usually it gives you some random gold, maybe some resources. This one gave me the salvaged gazillionaire's flying machine.
Wait, did it give you... Is that a mount?
Yeah, it's a yellow recolor of like the HK8 oppression unit from
What?
Mechagon. I was like, excuse me? Like, there was still time to dig on the piece of trash, and I just sat there with my mount like, peasants, I've got what I need out of this.
You know, I did not know that was a thing that came from those scrap quests. Well, lately I've just been doing like my 3 of the week and been like, oh, okay, I'm cool, I'm done here. I didn't know that there was actually cool shit that you could potentially get from them.
Yeah, I've only done 1 scrap quest total ever. So
1 scrap ever? It's a weekly.
Well, I switched. So the problem is when I switched mains, and then I was like, well, Pumice didn't do any of that, and then I just kind of stopped doing it, which is weird, right? Because I didn't do it that much to begin with.
I've been like locked in and doing them on both my characters. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, it's crazy. I'm like out here like in the Undermine a lot. Like, I was like also I'll talk about this in mine.
Well, I will say this. They only come from the opulence monster. So if it's the last minute and we haven't spawned opulence yet, hit the bricks. It's not coming. But my second top toot here is, to quote myself here, I got 3 meta A space how Van Mittens done. which
Use?
Did you
which
just have a stroke on the air or something?
apparently when I was typing it, this is only now. I typed it sort of because on my phone, I know where the buttons are. So I was like, I got this. Achievements. But it came out that, yeah, I got 3 meta achievements all within 1 week. I finished the base TWW one, the Siren Isles one, and the Undermine one.
Wait, so you're telling me you finished those right when we were, like, I feel like just a few days ago we were talking about how none of us were close to these.
Yeah, I finished them 2 yesterday and then 1 today. I will say this. The meta achievements, they've made easier. Like, I remember Mr. Googly Moogly said that he finished the meta achievement for Undermine in, like, the 3rd day. And I was like, how'd he do that? How'd he max out all the reps? You don't need to do that. Achievements include, like, befriend 5 rats, kick 20 cans, things like that. So it's like they've made them a lot easier in TWW.
Oh, is that why you were posting about how you made some random person spiral out over accidentally kicking their can?
Well, no, I spiraled myself out because because the thing is kick 20 cans. You can't see the cans on the map, and they spawn randomly, so there's no guide for it. So you just go around Undermine, find cans. But what I didn't know is you can kick a singular can, 3 to 5 times. I was kicking them once and then driving away. And it's kind of hard to find them because they're tiny. So that's my APB, everyone. If you see a can and you're going for this achievement, kick the shit out of it until the little cog goes away. Because you can kick maybe like 5, 6 cans if you're lucky. Don't be like me and kick 19 of them.
This is what I needed to hear to get me back into doing things in the Undermine. Because I'm like, oh my god, like I forgot I could be doing all this stuff. I'm not living for the game.
There's also, okay, so I'll just say it now. There's also just like random like toys and things around. Like I just randomly found a toy that were like yesterday on a chest that was just like a cool hat that had fireworks on it.
Yes, but go and dig in dumpsters, do scrap quests, fight randoms in Undermine. There's a lot of things. I don't even know where you know what I got it? I killed a slime guy. Just like slime guy who had bones. And it gave me a black duster. Like the new like duster model that there's only like 3 or 4 of them. I got one of them out of just killing a slime man randomly.
You talked to Pablo about his duster, right? When you were like, sick duster. And I'm like, oh my god. But would that look good on a dwarf? Do you think would it crop or would it just sink to the ground?
That's the thing is I don't know. I've only worn it on Growlina and she is infamously very tall. I would assume they would like size it so it's okay for like smaller people. But that'd be funny if like you put it on a dwarf or a gnome and it's just like it's just dragging across the ground. I really didn't need all this material.
I'm hoping for like the Thing wearing a trench coat kind of look, you know, that Ben Grimm in the rain.
But speaking of the Thing of our podcast, I'm Mr. Fantastic. Slidewhistle, what is your TTBBMM?
I got a top 2.
Immune is the invisible woman. Toot toot toot.
So while I'm not doing things in the Undermine, I am doing one of my favorite things, and that's pug raiding, and that's my top 2, as weird as that sounds. I know it's normally people's bottom boot.
No, Slidewhistle is a fiend for pugging raids for some reason. Like, okay, so like we had like St. Patrick's Day this week, and we got like day drunk like heathens in the streets for the first time in, I don't know, probably close to a decade. We came back. We passed out. We woke up in the middle of the night, and Slidewhistle was like, I'm going to go pug raid. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's just, there's something about being in the middle of, like, angsty people. Because, obviously, you get a lot of drama when you're pug raiding. And everybody was losing their fucking minds on Styx Junk Bunker. He's, like, the heroic pug breaker. Like, people just can't fucking handle it.
It was so funny when you were telling me about one of the descriptions of the groups that you were in. Tell them about that.
I was reading a lot of descriptions. Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about the one that you said that, like, the main description of it said that they would be kicking early and often and then publicly shaming people.
I'm like, who's going to join that? Like, why would I sign up for this one?
I was going to say, the people that are joining are like, you joined it.
Well, I was in it, but then I left because so the dude, the guy leading it was a tank, and I had to heal this dude, and people would die, and you would see him physically stop moving. You would see the person, X name has left the group. And I'm like, dude, you're taking so much damage because you're not using defensives because you're kicking people during the fight. Like, kick yourself. Like, what's going on here? So I left that group, and I saw another group that was like, learning the fight. If you don't know the fight, I'll tell you. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this is the group. Like, he's not crazy. People won't be kicked. Because, like, I'm not afraid of being kicked. But what I know is when you have a high turnover rate in a group trying to do one of the hardest heroic pugs, no one's going to fucking learn the goddamn fight if you keep replacing them with other people. He's basically praying and hoping that he gets some, like, mythic studs to come in and carry him.
Yeah, I feel like that's just not going to happen. So I don't know. Like, especially this early in the season, I feel like you need to have a little bit of mercy with people and pugs. I don't know, like, just tell them what they did wrong. And like, it's better to just like teach people over the course of a few wipes than like have to just continually bring in people who also don't know what's happening.
So I get into this group and we did it. That was the one that I killed Styx Junkbucker with. We had so many hilarious fuck ups, and because everybody knew they weren't going to be kicked, everyone was chill and relaxed. At the beginning when I first joined, he was like, ready check. Press yes if you know the fight. Press no if you don't know the fight. In a normal WoW group, pressing no literally would get you kicked. You will get kicked from the group. So everybody immediately jammed yes. And because I was talking with this group leader when the group formed initially, I said, hey, everybody, just so you know, that was not a trick. He's being serious, and you will not be kicked if you don't know the fight. 4 people said, oh, can you explain the fight? I don't know what's happening here. And I'm like, this is how bad the community is now, that people like are just so afraid at any moment of being removed.
Well, it's because they were just refugees from the group that said that they would be kicked early and often.
So shout out to that guy. Like, people would fuck up and he'd be like, everybody publicly shame this person for running their trash ball into the fire. Now don't do it again or I'll shame you again after this. Like, it was super nice. It worked out great. Loving that. Immune. TT BBMM.
Well, we'll round us out with the triple, or I guess quadruple, since Aaron had a few. Quadruple. Well, so this is the fact that I was blessed by the Great Vault on both my characters this week.
Blessed be.
Like, I got 4 set on both my characters. It's crazy that this is like week 3. I feel like this just doesn't ever happen to me. I feel like I always have to, on somehow on both characters, have to just use catalyst charges to get all of my tier. And I guess, like, as I said earlier in the show, that like I still had to catalyze 3 of my 4 pieces on my hunter, and the one was from the vault. So it's not really that impressive, I guess, but it is what it is. And then my priest was somehow more lucky. She got 2 pieces of tier from pugging, like, raid, and then catalyzed the other 2. So like, I don't know. Either way, I'm just very, very happy with what I've gotten so far in the vault, which I feel like never happens to me. So that is definitely a top 2.
Big toot.
Speaking of big toot, we are tooting and fluting for our lovely patrons. Their names include Ahoy Vince, Azarin, Digital Dave, asking Growlina to say, for the Horde. Miskit the Orchidee Orc. Mitch, he wants to remind everyone that Grathion isn't daddy, he's a literal child. Crucifix, Chromone, the inaugural Dornagooner. Alternator, Saracen Hawk, Justin, give me back my PhD, Arcane, Kick Puncher, Remy.
Sonic's a name, Blackcock is my game.
New patrons! We've got 2 of them this week. We've got Baba Booey McGee. We've got Brodsky. And we got the other guy. You did not reach out to me for a name, so you better, or next week, I won't call on you.
Oh.
Dr. Foster, Grumpy Old Shaman, Jerome, Ollie, Adorno.
I don't want your Blackcock, I want his Blackcock.
Losing the Patient, Gershy's going to East Hills, Duff the Horde Pooper Cooper, Calcus.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Cilantro, Adam N. Vanderlyle.
Can you dig it?
And Will, a.k.a. Tyre, Trade Chat's fallen father.
Join these patrons at Patreon.com/do-not-relent. We might have 2 free Papa Cheese things left. If you are like, this could be me, send us an email and let us know. It might not be you, might be taken by then, but take a risk, take a gamble. Worst that...
And don't forget, if they've already been done, we'll send you Papa Cheese's docs. We'll give you his legal name. We'll give you his address.
Well,
you need to roll the dice and get that info.
when Immune's in Vegas, you have to have him record a special clip to send to anybody who didn't make it in time. Like a, sorry you missed Papa Cheese's giveaway, but here's me singing my favorite Lady Gaga song.
Oh, Papa Cheese loves Lady Gaga ballads, so it'd be like Speechless or something, probably.
Could be it. And go to our Linktree at do-not-relent.com. You can join our Discord. You can see our nudes. You can do lots of things from this beautiful link. Click it sometime. Maybe you'll find you like what you see.
My nudes are not there.
Where are you nubbies at?
Oh, you see, you can find me, Alex, or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex, or on the Blue Sky at Immunization.
When I'm being a nubby, you can find me in my little green tube at the start screen. But when I'm being an adult human, you can find me at thebigacheesy on twitters.com and watch me play videograms at twitch.tv/AaronDNR. Monster Hunter Wilds was a big, buggy piece of shit, but I think I wrangled it like a wild monster. So I'll be playing that soon.
Check into Nubby's Number Factory. I'll see you at work, folks. And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.